Well, hello, here I am back already. Video on Sunday, the 16th of October. Hope you're all doing well. It's Sunday morning. The sun is shining, but I haven't opened the curtains in this room yet because the sun at this time of year comes straight in here. And so, thank you, Andrew, who contacted me and offered to send a Magma CD. I accept. I do want to let you folks know who contact me through email and message. When you want to send me stuff, I respond. But folks who just want to enter into conversations, I'm not going to do it. This is based on my experience historically. When I first got onto the internet and social media, well over 10 years ago, I made the mistake of responding to everyone, and then it was like the floodgates, and it's like open. And it's like, wait, I don't want to just spend all day long talking online to people. I like my routine, make videos, show records, a little bit of interaction with people. But, I had people wanting to, tell me their life stories and stuff. It's like, I'm retired. So anyway, the thing that inspired this video was watching the latest video by Mike from the In Groove down in Phoenix, the guy that owns that record store. I'm sure many of you folks who watch me know about this guy. He's the bald-headed guy, and he does the weekly updates on Thursday of new releases and stuff. I like him as a person, as far as I can tell. It doesn't have to do with politics at all, because he's, compared to me, he's rich, and he's got money. When you have money, that does change the way you see things, not necessarily for the better. But what I'm saying is, what I get from Mike is that he is really naturally who he is, says what he's really thinking. I like that. He's not a dummy. His taste in music is 180 degrees different from mine, but we have the same fervor and passion about record collecting and music, and I relate to that. He put up a video yesterday where he showed a bunch of singles, and he explained how I grabbed some to show. He explained how he bought this particular collection. It was pristine. He wanted to show it all, but he couldn't. The collection is amazing. It is. I really enjoyed watching it, and was really kind of floored by how many of those super high dollar punk singles he showed that I no longer have. And when I had them, only vaguely knew what I had. Like the factory sampler in the silver plastic pouch with the stickers. I still have the stickers. Back then I was still, for some reason, I didn't know. I would separate things, that, Misfits. So anyway, I thought to myself, I like singles, always have, and was buying singles as a kid, but when the post-punk thing in the late 70s happened, the singles market kind of exploded in my perception because of punk and new wave. And I sold a bunch of the singles I used to have. I do regret it. I do. When I think about it now, it's like, it's just physical stuff, but that had some cool stuff. The Normals, Warm, Leatherette, and other stuff, that I just didn't really quite know what I had. So I thought, these are not based on monetary value at all, but these are some singles that I pulled. I could do this like him for several videos, because I have thousands of singles, like albums. But these are some singles that I think are cool and I like. That's the thing. I still will get in moods where it's like, it's time to just play some singles. And it's just fun to put them on and take them off. Literally, that's how interactive and present and you have to be to play singles. It's like you only get to hear the one song and then you got to turn it over or change it. And when I'm in the mood, I love that. So here are some singles in my collection. And there's so many more from where this came from. The Cure, Jumping Someone Else's Train. These have gone up in value. I don't know what it's worth though. This is not a first run, but it's an early run of The Cure's Killing an Arab single on Fiction. Excuse me. I looked this one up to see which version it was. That's the color of the label. That's how you know. It's not the first edition. Great song. And my band Digital Sex, we used to cover this before anyone knew who The Cure was. I liked this song so much. And Steve, the singer of the band, he liked it too. And we did it. We did a good version of this. I love that descending bass line. Love to play that. A favorite of mine by The Cure, A Forest, and this is how it came out in this single, in this sleeve. Another Journey by Train. I love the early Cure, and I still respect them, but it's like I'm way past listening to their newer stuff. I had more Clash singles, and I don't know what happened to them. I don't remember selling them, but I guess I did. The Prisoner, The Clash, back with White Man and Hammersmith Palais. Great stuff. Some of these have a bit of, that's not water damage, that's cat piss damage. So, you know, it's a long story what that happened there, but it's like I'm keeping these damn singles. The ones that I had to throw away that were totally trashed by the cats, they're gone, but I endeavored to keep most of them. Great song, Complete Control by The Clash, and the B-side, City of the Dead, both super strong songs. So I started in the A and I got up to part of C, and I probably passed up showing some records that some of you would really like to see, not knowing. These are some that popped out that I wanted to show. Camel 45 is the band Camel, progressive band. Lunar Sea, backed with Another Night. I think Lunar Sea is the A side. I like Camel. Here's another one. Camel, Your Love is Stranger Than Mine. Your Love is Stranger Than Mine. Good band. And this one I mocked up a cover for. Camel, Highways of the Sun. Oh, I got another one. Cloak and Dagger Man. Good band. Good band. So I just have a few Can singles. I have this promo of Moonshake, and it's an A to B mono stereo, so I don't get the B-side of Future Days. It's just Moonshake, a promo single by Can, American promo. I found this decades ago. Even when I found it, I was already a Can fan, and so I was ecstatic because I found this for probably next to nothing. But that's one I really like. In the Can section, some Holger Czukay singles. Cool in the Pool. Silly stuff to me. This too, Ode to Perfume. Holger Czukay. I still don't really get why he even made some of these songs. I don't, but there you go. One more Can single. Shikako Maru 10. With Turtles Have Short Legs on the B-side. Here's another, for me, a very collectible single. It's not worth money, it's what it is. It's the very first Cabaret Voltaire record. Extended play. And this one has a lot of personal value to me because when this came out, I was reading about the music scene internationally through papers like Sounds and New Musical Express and stuff like that. I read about Cabaret Voltaire when this first happened. And the way they talked about it, I knew I needed to hear it. And I had to special order this. I had to order this, mail order this, because it never came to Omaha. I'm glad I kept this. A band I don't hear much about, but I like. Clock DVA. Passions Still Aflame, Sons of Suns in my C collection. Clock DVA. Here's one that a person, I don't even know if they're still around. I've had many people watch and follow me over the years who have sent me some amazing records, and I'm chuffed. This fella who I haven't heard from for years, I hope he's still alive. I don't know, because people, we're elderly. Sent me a bunch of very neat Australian singles. Here's one of them. Almost With You by The Church, and he did that on all of them. He wrote and gave me information. Very cool. Australian single. Someone else sent me this. I don't remember who. But Dennis Coffey, who is a monster session guitar player, I believe from Detroit. A lot of people thought he was black when they heard him until they saw him. But he had, is this the hit? Scorpio. Yeah, I have the hit Scorpio on a Japanese single. Very cool. If you haven't heard this, Scorpio, you need to hear this. This was all over the radio when it came out. Thought I'd show this. It's a promo of some sort by camper band Beethoven, Northern California Girls. Saw them live in their early days, opening for REM. It was a very good show. I think it was REM, that show. I've seen REM several times besides playing a show with REM. Found this a long time ago. Sweet Young Thing EP by the Chocolate Watchband. One of those California psychedelic garage rock bands. All these songs on here are great. Misty Lane. She Wears a Tender Trap. Very cool. Cybotron. I believe this is Australian. Stephen Maxwell Von Braun. Ride to Infinity. Single. A punk rock, not Survivor, but this is one was given to me kind of after the fact, and so it's still here. Chron Gen. Which one is this? Puppets of War EP. Chron Gen. Like I said, I'm just in the A's through C, and going backwards in the pile here. The Click, a Nebraska band you may have heard of. Their records are collectible now. Used to play shows with them, Digital Sex and The Click. We had great shows because we did try to kick each other's ass. The Click were a very, very good band. Sarah Kovanda on lead vocals, the whole band. Steve Warsaki on bass, notably talented. I watched him. I don't play like him at all, but he was a very busy bass player, so I took note of his technique. This is a very good record. Fraction, Brains in Limbo. Old Promo. John Cale, Big White Cloud. Really good song. Mono Stereo, Promo, same song. Here's one that is not, I don't know how much it's worth, but I know this is a collectible single. I've showed it before. Chunk, which is actually Super Chunk. This is their first record when they started Merge Records. What Do I, My Noise, to Train from Kansas City. There it is. I know that's worth something. It's good songs, though. I also love the fact that the guy that started the band is named Matt. One of the times that Sun Ambulance played South by Southwest, he was also playing down there, and our paths crossed, and he got to tell us personally, and then he also put it on his blog that year, that the Sun Ambulance album that I'm on, Someone Else's Deja Vu, was his album of the year. I always liked that. Carolyn Polacek. You know her name yet? She's had this band called Chairlift, but she's also a writer and a solo artist in her own right. Has written for artists as big as Beyonce. I got to hang out with them and meet them in their early days when they were still Chairlift. They came through Omaha, played. They knew my friend Doc. Do you see this? Do you remember that, Doc? David? When they crashed at your place and we got to have dinner and hang out. I really liked Carolyn and was impressed with her. She's beautiful, but I was impressed with her mind. Really enjoyed my conversations with Carolyn. Shown this before, but a promo single by John Coltrane on Prestige label. I Want to Talk About You Parts 1 and 2. This is probably not worth money, but this is worth, in terms of music, this is priceless. Coltrane. I love the Chills. I love the Chills. From New Zealand. Part Past, Part Fiction. Very good band. They're out on the road now. I'm glad that Martin, the leader of the band, he almost died. They made a documentary about him. Glad he made it through. Chibomato. Know Your Chicken and Beef Jerky. Not sure which is the front cover, because this is early and independently pressed. There's probably not a lot of copies of this around. I don't even know what label it's on. Yeah, this is El Diablo. El Diablo. Really enjoyed seeing them live. Chibomato were real good live when I saw them. Yeah, Sean Lennon was with them. Bauhaus, Telegram Sam. I like their version better than T-Rex's. And do you guys know, let me know, does anyone else know this band? Backworld, The Tide, and A Vagrant Thought. They were part of the Serpent distribution chain. Kind of like Current 93. This is was a friend of mine. We've lost touch. Joe Budenholzer is Backworld, originally from Omaha, and I was in several bands with this guy. I've also played live shows as a member of Backworld. This is good stuff. Any of you guys have Backworld in your collection? I never hear about him. And another local artist that you ought to know about, some of y'all should know about. This has a picture sleeve, but I don't have it for some reason. Charlie Burton and Rock Therapy guitar case and Dolled Up Cutie. He, for me, was an early inspiration, I would say, going to live shows because he was so wild. He was like the local version of Iggy Pop. Total abandon on the stage. Really good shows. Rock and roll. Bambi Slam. They weren't a great band, but this was a very good single. Very catchy. Don't it make you feel? Bootsy. I got more than this, but I showed this one. Mug Push. Seen Bootsy, seen Funkadelic. When I saw D-Light, Bootsy was with them. Didn't get a chance to meet, but I sure would have liked to have met Bootsy. Still would, actually. Ian Brown, Stone Roses. He just got better after Stone Roses. I like his solo stuff a lot. Whispers. Good stuff. More from Australia and early 4AD. Release the Bats, Birthday Party. This is the part of Nick Cave's career that intrigued me. This type of songs that he sings and his focus as a solo artist is not mine, and so I don't follow him. But I respect him and would love to meet him. Another cool promo single, Beck Bogert and Appice, Jeff Beck and the guys from Vanilla Fudge. Lady. For me, this was the best song on that album, and to have it on the single is perfect. EP by Bill Bruford, Hell's Bells, with two other tracks on this. Okay, now I made this cover, The Better Beatles, but this is the actual single. This is collectible now. They were from Omaha. They only played a couple shows. I think I played I think I played every show opening for them with either Digital Sex or another band. But this is a collector's item now. The Better Beatles with Penny Lane and I'm Down. And the guy signed it for me. Jay Rosen, he had the band called the Muskrats. Dave Nordine, who is still a friend. I see him every now and then. This is one of those records that I used to get jealous because it's like, why did they become collectible and not me? Doesn't matter. But I share it because it's a thought I've had. I have several singles by the Associates. I just showed this one. Billy McKenzie, what a voice. Kitchen Person. I like them a lot. Another prestige single, Twisting the Jug, Parts 1 and 2 by Gene Ammons. This sax player, Gene Ammons, was another friend of my dad's. I was more than likely around him as a kid at some time. They knew each other well, but I don't remember Gene personally, but I know my dad was friends with Gene Ammons and probably was over at the house at least once. This was given to me by the guitarist of the band, and this is a collector's item. The French progressive rock band Art Kane. You don't see this much. He sent it to me. Blew me away. Odyssey by Art Kane. Very good progressive rock. If you're watching, hello, friend. I love Henry Cow, Art Bears, Fred Frith, Dagmar Krause. Happy to count Dagmar Krause as a long-distance friend. We actually interact every now and then. Art Bears, Rats and Monkeys on the Ralph label, backed with Collapse. Killer stuff. And this limited edition single, I think it's Glow in the Dark Art Bears. Can't quite make out the title right quick to tell you. But this came with The World As It Is Today, limited edition. For the sake of, I've got actually a lot of singles like this that are not punk imports, but just promos. AC/DC, Whole Lotta Rosie, mono stereo. Or is this, yeah, this one is just stereo. Now this is interesting. Both sides are stereo. It's a promo. But usually these promos would be one side blue stereo, the other one white and red mono. There's definitely overkill in the Midwest when it comes to hard rock and stuff like AC/DC being played constantly on the radio. I'm not in the car much, but if I drive and turn the radio on, I will hear Billy Joel, the Eagles, Pink Floyd, AC/DC for sure. That's overkill. Or Led Zeppelin. Now, Mike showed an original of this in his video. The Avengers on Danger House. But this is not on Danger House. This is a reissue. We Are the One. And is this a colored? Yeah, blue vinyl. I do have one Danger House single left. Rhino 39. I used to have the Deadbeats, Kill the Hippies. That's one where it's like almost as soon as I sold it, I said, oh, I just messed up. Why did I sell that? This next one cover, the cover is, it's a drawing, so there's nothing to be offended by. But I thought I'd show it. Anti-Scruntifaction. This is back from my punk days. This was primarily a girl band. I think it was all girls. Maybe one guy. I think it was all girls. They tore it up when I saw them. They were really good. And the record proves it. And I also loved that they were really upfront about who they were and the cover, you know. I loved it. It says, yeah, let's sexualize the dudes. They were saying, we're tired of it, so we'll sexualize you dudes. Two more. Audience. Indian Summer. Howard Worth. Neat song. He has a distinct voice. I like it. And also The Trees. I believe this is their first single, Chantel. They came to my attention through being produced by, I think, Lawrence Tolhurst. Yeah, who was in the original Cure. Good stuff. So there you go. I could show a ton more, and actually there's a lot more real cool singles to show that I wanted to, but it's like 25 minutes already. Hope you enjoyed it, folks. Leave me some comments.